Shalom, Yahweh, Allah, people Israelites, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Once again, out here, props on the Bible, downfall of Babylon the Great. Hey, we're going to start off first things first, giving our praise and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh, Hashem, Wahakadosh. Pray that Hebrew tongues, speaking as the Heavenly Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Noble honor to the apostles and elders, the great millstone. And shalom, sister, brothers, like this truth. And shalom to the brothers and sisters listening and standing for yourselves approved. Shalom. Hey, come out here to talk to you. Hey, what's going on? Hey, this place Babylon the Great, aka America. This place is prime for missiles to hit this place, man. Wickedness is at its peak. Wickedness is like exceeded this place. Like we talked before we started camp, get the alphabet gang, really starting to spread all they little, craziness and madness on the people. I think we getting ready to go into what's that, Pride Month? Oh, yeah. Yeah, then we about to get him going today. Hey, and that's nothing on this place about to get missing. Like, this place Babylon does its wickedness in pride. It thumbs its nose at Yahweh shot. And they got the rainbow. They took a symbol. They're supposed to be for peace. They took a symbol that's supposed to be made for peace. They done made it represent sodomy, which is a direct, thumbing their nose at Yahweh shot. And hey, this place is probably ready to be destroyed, man. We already in the covenant events of World War III. So the stage has been set for this place to be destroyed, man. It's gonna be destroyed, through thermonuclear fallout. So I got to speak the precept, you're gonna keep the soul. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, and I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, "Thus says the Lord, Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind, and will send into Babylon banners that shall not feed her, and shall empty her land, for in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about." Okay, when it says that they shall be against her round about, it goes into Russia, China, all of those and America's allies. All right, verse 3. I got one back on. This is Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for there shall no more be called tender and delicate. Right there. He said that should be no more called tender and delicate, because that's because all these other nations that Babylon have been basically bullying throughout the whole earth. Okay, they bullying a lot of nations, so they're going to be no more called tender and delicate, because they're going to send those nuclear missiles. Okay, it said there's no more throne. Right. America, Babylon the Great sits on the highest of the high. That's the heart that sits on the east, and that represents the highest, like that rule the world, as in Job 9:24. They said, like the Lord said, there will be no more throne. He's going to take away that comfort of being on top and base them to the bottom. As the scripture said, he said, for in the days of trouble, they shall be against her round about. So they know that the further proof that all the other nations that's against Babylon, aka America. All right, this is verse 3. It says, against him that bended like it said, against him that bended like the archers bend his bow, and against him that lifts himself up, and spared ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hope. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. All right, and it says, for Israel had not been forsaken, nor Judah of his power, or of the Lord of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. And real quick, just a point on that, Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 4. It's talking about the land of Chaldeans, which spawned their lands, Babylon, America. All right, they say Chaldeans were masters of witchcraft and sorcery, just like modern day
Babylon.
Right.
You know, that's how these devils get down to that witchcraft, sorcery, and all that.
Big media, media goes to the media, and that's how they run their enchantments and they witchcraft and they sorcery. It's through their news propaganda outlets. The media, their agendas. Like you probably appreciated earlier, the other nations are mad because they done drunk their wine of Babylon the Great. Man, took on her philosophy. That's in that very same chapter right here. You know what I'm saying? They done took on the ways of that and it's destroyed their country, destroyed their sovereignty because they took on the wicked ways of Babylon, man. That's why the heathen raged.
I got one to back that the first verse up, the destroying wind. And you go to Revelation chapter 7, going into the angels, holding back that destruction. It's the same thing, that destroying wind. But this is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 25. The Lord, Yahweh, has opened his armory and has brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord, God of hosts, in the land of Chaldeans. We know that end all be all is going to be, by way of them thermonuclear missiles, ICBMs.
That's that land that precept was talking about. You read something about spending the phone?
Yeah, God, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and read it again. Read that. I got one to go with this. Okay, all right. It's Jeremiah chapter 51 and 3, and it says, "Against him that bended, let the water bend his bow, and against him that lifted himself up, and the grizzly man, and spare ye not her young man, destroy ye utter all her hosts." Is that all of her hosts? Okay, so destroy ye utterly all her hosts. Like I said earlier, that host that's going into their rulership, their heaven, all their governing body, man. Everything he saw them build, put up, is about to be destroyed. And the priesthood is going to go in what you just brought out. This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 16 and 13. For strong is the right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Ooh. And see that? You see how the Most High said, for strong is the right hand that bend the bow? Who sits on the right hand of Yahweh? There's Yahweh shot, man. He gonna make all these devils launch their nukes off, man. When they launch their nukes off, and he gonna make when they come back on Babylon, the European Edomite, anything where it's a lot of Edomites in, man, about to be destroyed. Specifically, most of the Arabs gonna come hit Babylon the Great with the Americans. And he said they're gonna be shot into the end of the world. Babylon the Great is the end of the world. The world started on the East Coast, and it's gonna end on the West Coast. We over in the West, in America. So the end of the world where all the missiles about to hit, man. This place about to take on all the thermonuclear missiles. Their strike here, that's gonna be their destroying wind gonna pop up. And I'm keep on reading on 14. Behold, the plagues are sent, they shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled, it shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like an arrow with the shadow of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall not be sent upon the earth shall not return again. Woe is me, who would deliver me in those days? And that right there say, woe is me. He said it twice. That's the destruction to this place, man.
Y'all good.
And the plagues is gonna be a plague. The ultimate plague is gonna be a plague in them hot thermonuclear missiles.
That's spiritual. Precept. Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh will smite all the people that fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. That's fire.
Thermonuclear fire, man. Our Bible, this book that's thousands years old, perfectly prophesied how they gonna die. Right there, when you like, well, I brought out, only thing they can do that to you is the thermonuclear fire. He said the eyes will melt out in their sockets, their tongue gonna melt in their mouth. Man, this is gonna melt this place, man. And that's gonna be for the wave, destroying wind hit you. That's gonna be the first initial shock that hit you, that first radiation that hit you. That's gonna make your stuff all, consume away while you standing. That's a horrible way to die right there, too. And the Bible specifically spelled out how they're gonna die. And you can see it. That's why Russia, Ukraine is kicking all this stuff up, man. It's gonna climax World War III. And and at the climax of that, everybody gonna push the button. Everybody gonna launch their nukes off. All nukes gonna get launched. And most of them, Babylon the Great gonna take the most of them, man. You know, like a missile. They said an arrow. When you look at an arrow, it looks like a missile. It's like a rod. And I like what I said earlier. Babylon the Great is referred to a whore. Hey, she about to open her legs and take all them rods, man. Them hot rods. And she's gonna get an STD she ain't gonna never recover from. She's gonna burn up completely. All the rods is about to take. I'm gonna read Jeremiah 51:3 again, and then I got another one to follow up. It's Jeremiah 51 again. It's Jeremiah 51:3. It said, against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifted himself up in his rising hand, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts. Okay, and that part where it says, destroy ye utterly all her hosts. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12 and 9. And it says, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. So that part where it says, destroying utterly his host, that's talking about the people that joined in along with the devil. Okay? All right, then going back. I got more preachers before I go on.
It's the point, you know, what was that last little part you read, going into was that Revelation, we're talking about the devil be loose for a little season. Well, that's going to the end of that little season, you know, the destruction, the end of Esau's world is going to be by way of that ICBM missiles returning outside the holy angels of chariots, you know.
All right, it's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, and verse 6. And it says, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. All right?
I got a quick one. This Second Ezra 15 and 18. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the house shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And that's that trouble that the Lord is bringing. He's telling you to come up out of that because he's bringing that vengeance, that destruction, that destroying wind.
And right here, and another quick precept to go on along with that is in 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 17. And it says, wherefore come out from among them, be ye separate, says the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing. And it said, touch not the unclean thing, meaning the ways of this world, the philosophy that Esau Edom had put on the whole earth. Okay, it said, touch not the unclean thing, don't receive it. All right, it says, and I will receive you. Okay, so that's how you repent. You got to reconsider your ways.
I got one to back that up real quick. Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of sins, that ye receive not of her plagues. And that's going into that salvation, you know, which is going to come for the elect. All right, when the other precept, enter into my chambers, Isaiah, I think. Yeah. Enter into thy chambers, you know. So, you know, hey, we are instructed to come out of this world mentally, physically, but hey, the point gonna come, you know, with the elect is gonna have to get that salvation from on high. And how about you outside, you know?
All right, I got another quick one right here. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 17, and verse 17. And it says, for in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people. So every nation, there's a total of 18 nations around the whole earth, and every nation have a ruler. All right, he said, but Israel is the Lord's portion. Okay, which that backs up the head of every man is Yahweh Shah Mashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Yahweh Shah is Yahweh. Okay, that's their order. So that's why Yahweh Shah told us to turn back from the ways of Babylon. Okay, and it says, verse 18, who being his firstborn, he nourished with discipline, and giving him the light of his love, do it not forsake him. All right. So that's how you gotta repent when you forsake this way. Okay. So going back into
that separation, because the Lord separated Israel, man. He called us a holy, peculiar people unto him. But you know, as the prophecy of the two thirds of the wicked of Israel gotta be, put to death by pain, as the scriptures say. So, hey, the whole message is, hey, come up out of this wickedness and come back into the marvelous light of the Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, who called you. It says, many are called, but few are chosen, or something like that. But I got a quick one to go into that separation and how the Lord took us out of darkness. This is 1 Peter 2 and 9. It says, but ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye shall show forth the praise of him who have called you out of darkness unto the marvelous light. Who called us out of the darkness into the marvelous light? That was Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, Yahweh Shai in particular. But yeah, he called us out of that darkness so we could be saved and ultimately see that salvation of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai.
I got one to go in. We can start again. The second address, 15 and 24. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord. So that's back what Octa said right there. Both of y'all, like our people that ain't coming back to Yahweh Shah, putting that covering on, coming back to the law. Hey, they about to get, what Babylon the Great about to get. Same thing she about to get. I'm going to bump up to 23. And this second address, 15 and 23. The fire is going forth from his wrath and consume the foundation of the earth. And the sinners like the straw that it can do. So all our people that is not put off the ways of Babylon the Great, they still been a Babylonian, still carrying American customs. Hey, that priest said you're going to burn with this place, man. Because most I don't like this place. Babylon the Great is tailored everything against Yahweh Bashia. They're the anti-Messiah, man, the Antichrist.
I don't want to back that up. Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall leave them neither root nor branch.
Ooh, I like it. Who was that?
Malachi chapter 4, verse 1.
Ooh, hey, that right there hit on the head right there. That's the chills on you right there, make you get right.
Yeah, I mean, you look around and if the Lord deal with you, give you, the spirit to be able to understand this message and understand the scriptures, you understand that, like the author was saying, this world is totally opposite of the way that Yahweh Shai wants it to be. All right, which way it's going to be. Once the kingdom is established in righteousness. But I mean, you look around you, and everybody's just basically 2/3 of all these heathens and whomever they just missile food at the end of the day. America is going to be burned, and those who left in are going to be burned with it. It's that simple.
That's that consolation prize to make you pass the famine and the sword and the insurrection.
Yeah.
It's your prize. You get to burn up.
Let's say if you escape the famine and the sword, shut the store, or something like that.
And that's why a lot of those people don't get destroyed because they're being conformed to this world. As you read the book of Romans, 12 and 2, where it says, "Be not conformed to this world. This world is full of wickedness. It goes against the scripture, the law, everything that this world prophesied, everything that this world promotes. It goes against the heavenly Father."
Okay, be transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Right, exactly. So you got to renew your mind. Basically, renew your mind according to the.
I can walk through.
Y'all good.
Just like how Shai said. Just like how Shai.
We're not blocking that. Y'all come on.
So how Shai said, unless you become as little babes, you cannot enter into the kingdom. But we paraphrase that. Once you come to the truth, that's you have to basically reset. A spiritual reset, because we was on that gross darkness, under plantation Christianity or whatever, off doctrine we was in, and we basically had to do that spiritual reset, being in the truth now.
I had to come to that fountain of living waters, man. The scriptures were the living water. And basically you gotta get brainwashed again, man. You gotta wash your mind up again. Your mind gotta be cleansed, your heart gotta be cleansed.
Yeah, because your flesh, as I say, the spirit and the flesh, one another. Your flesh, it is programmed to these so-called religions that say, hey, you can do what you will. You know what I mean?
Do as thy will,
hey, man, that's what I say. It's a constant, constant fight, constant battle. And then you see all these those who do just wickedly, just non-stop, like it ain't nothing. And we're mingled in this world with them, so it's kind of You know, it's tough. I mean, David, we have, you know, what the power and spirit, how much you outside to help us at the end of the day, where everybody else is kind of, you know, dead.
It's a spiritual battle. Spiritual battle, man. The spirit is battling the flesh. So that's why you got to feed your spirit daily in order to keep your flesh at bay. Because the flesh loves Babylon the Great. Babylon the Great is tailored to your flesh.
The flesh is bad.
Yeah, that's what it said, meditate on the word. I got a scripture to back y'all up right here. You know, it says, Isaiah 55 and 6. It says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call you upon him while he is near. And verse 7 is the point. It says, let the wicked forsake his ways. And it goes to the point where the Akashan you brought out, it said, put out to the old man. So let the it said, let the wicked forsake his ways. Forsake your evil deeds. All right. And the unrighteous man his thought, and let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him and to our power, that he will abundantly support it. Okay? You know? So anybody that's being forsaken, or being conformed to this world, how about the outside is not going to part of this. Okay? So he's going to bring that destruction, he's going to go back. Because right along with him destroying America against Babylon the Great, he's going to destroy those people that conform to the world.
And that mainly goes for the 2/3, because the 2/3 say, shit, you have a chance to seek the Lord. These other nations don't, because the Lord gave you the commandments to follow, and not these other nations, and not Esau, Edom. But I got a quick one to go into that. This is the parable of the wheat and tares, and like how the Lord is going to let us grow all together in His wicked kingdom, but He's going to root up the. This is Matthew 13, and I guess I'm gonna start at 29. Start at 29. It says, but he said, nay, least while you gather up the tares, there she gather up the tares. Yeah, y'all good. Sorry. Go ahead. It's a wrong play. Put a toe on. You got paper toes. But he said, nay, least while you gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. Verse 30, it says, let both grow together until the harvest. That harvest is that day of the Lord, man. It says, and until the time of the harvest, I will say unto the reaper, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them. So, hey, that's that time when the nuclear fire hit, man. The Lord is gathering up all the tares of Israel, all the wicked ones, and He's going to leave them here to burn. But unto the righteous, He said,
real quick on that part where it said the reapers, those are the death angels that y'all about to be out shot created, because He also said that be spirit created the vengeance. He's going to send those reapers to go gather up those tares.
You can also say Yahweh shines the reaper.
Yep.
But it says, so it said, and bind them up in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. And that barn is that salvation. That barn is that chariot that's going to come, and the angels just coming, just marking you with that device, so you can ultimately be saved and into that chariot.
Yeah, that's the king for heaven.
Yeah, the house of David. I was going to say the house of
King
David.
for heaven right there, you know.
I don't want to
Lord's tabernacle. Go ahead.
back that up. Zechariah chapter 13. I'll start verse 7. Awake, O sword. All right, and we know Esau Edom to be that sword, you know. It said, against my shepherd and against the man that is my fellow, said the Lord of hosts, smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered, and I will turn my hand upon the little ones. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, said the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. So, you know, 2/3 going to be cut off and die. Then beginning of sorrows, Jacob's trouble. You know, that's going into 2/3 of Israel. You know,
You read verse 7 in there too.
Yeah.
You see, so that's why when it says awake, O sword, that's Esau Edom. Those who control the missiles, that's those who control all that have the military and stuff like that. So,
Revelation 12:12. Hey, the Lord's going to put it in these devils' heart, you know, to come with that wrath. You know.
I got one before we get back on it. This is the precept from the Jeru Yasharala, Shalom. While we all Israel clean themselves up. This is Ezekiel 36 and 25. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean. From all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you. This place is all about idol worship, man. They got a show called American Idol. It's all about making you a celebrity, following idols. These like I say, these celebrities, these false pagan religious rites like Easter, Christmas, Valentine's Day. Yeah, you know, all that type of stuff, man. We don't do that no more. That's that precept, like we don't cleanse our mind. We don't worship idols anymore. And I'm gonna hit 26. A new heart also will I give you. They're going to a new mind. And a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I'll give you a heart of flesh. And I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. That's going to repentance right there, man. Like the ox is talking about ox, you got to be in the spirit of repentance. Because if you're not, you're going to get what these worldly people going to get. And we already know the judgment of Babylon the Great is going to be. It's going to be the same thing how he did Sodom and Gomorrah. He's going to rain down fire and brimstone. This time in the form of hot thermonuclear missiles.
Ain't right at America. You know?
Yeah.
Main towards America.
In order for you to come in with a spirit of repentance, as the scripture says, you got to become with humility. Okay, the only way you be able to receive this word is you got to be humble. If you're not humble, then therefore you're pride. And as the scripture said, pride goes before destruction, and the haughty spirit before a fall. And that's what we are telling you. If you got pride, you're gonna fall right along with America against Babylon the Great.
Esau proud, right? Ain't nobody proud in that devil.
Just like the scripture say, we could really paraphrase this. If you run the world love you as its own. You know, roughly paraphrase. And that's the same thing with this truth. You know, Yahweh was on the scene. You know, that seeing what happened. We know what happened. You know that basically the world is anti-Messiah. You know, as our brother said, anti-Christ, anti-Messiah like. So if you're coming with the truth, if you're coming in that energy of Yahweh Shai and righteousness, then you're gonna be frowned upon, looked down upon. You know, eventually made her into like the enemy. They gonna great insurrection.
You see that Eve that walked by and she's mean mothers when we walk by.
That's why
that goes back to what you said. They frowned upon us. People looking at us crazy.
That's why I threw it in America.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be hit.
And I want to hear that's an eerie sound to somebody trying to do it Babylon the Great. They love America. You know, the whole world loves this whore. Where they used to. Right. Now the other kings are starting to hate her. They're like, man, we done took on her ways. Now look at my economy. You know, everybody can say that's why they're throwing away the petrol dollar.
That's why it's in Revelation we said, all should hate the whore, burn her with a fire. The fire going to the Macedonian missiles. Now, whore, America.
Then shall they be in pitiful case, which have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away, spitefully shall dwell in torment.
That's the spirit right there. They be in pitiful case with those who abuse my way. They go to the false prophets right there. Those who prophesying deceitfully and abusing the ways of Yahweh. Those who take advantage and the Christian church. Now they take advantage and take people tithing money and so on and so forth.
I'm gonna go into the 2/3 like that lady that just walked by her that Eve, the mean mother. Hey, we bringing out the truth. She despised the Lord's ways. He over here looking at us like we doing something wrong, and she over there in Merck about to go to a baseball game and eat some damn photo cakes.
Right. What they call it, the Mayfest, right?
Yeah, Mayfest, another festivity, man. Yeah. And they go what you just said, like you said, the world should hate you. Yeah. You bring out righteousness. That's the proof right there, man. She knows she don't hate us. She hates the words of Yahweh Shai. Yeah. She hates righteousness. Yeah, you know, we was out here talking about we always out here in our rainbow stuff and handing out, little rod popsicles. She ain't cool with.
She would have gave us a smile and like y'all doing a good job.
Yeah, exactly. Man, you can be talking off the wall stuff that don't even make no sense. Right. And you're gonna have a gathering. But you're here preaching the words of Yahweh.
I don't like that.
That's why it's a blessing to be able to receive. Most of these people, man, you tell the Lord blind them. They got that spirit of slumber, demons.
This is verse 10. Verse 10 it says, "For such as in their life has received benefits and have not known me." Verse 11, and they have loved not my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance have opened unto them, understand not, but despise it. The same shall know it after death by pain. And that death by pain is, that ultimate nuclear missile that Jeremiah 51 is going into. That destruction of Babylon the Great, that second death.
I got one real quick back that up. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days of evil. So, all the brothers, sisters, whomever in this, in the word and the truth, that we have to stay circumspect, redeeming the time, right? Because we know, the prophets about exactly how the Lord scripted. All right, we know there's famine, plagues, the time of Jacob's trouble, beginning sorrows. It's gonna be a lot of trials and tribulations out here. But if we are that elect, the Lord will preserve us, to the end. But we're gonna have to see, we got to see a lot of dead bodies, a lot of destruction, a lot of a lot of judgment.
That's Psalm 91. 10,000 shall fall left outside and 10,000 at their right hand. There a lot of dead bodies right there.
A lot, And Lord willing, we got a chair with our name on it, so we don't see that fire and destruction. That's why the chariots are so important, man. That's like the New Age art.
I got them on right now. He got the perfect
there you go. That's in the chariots, man. You got their name on it to beam you up, which goes to I might pull that, man. I think that's in Psalms, or might be Job, where he said, "With my eyes should see the reward of the wicked." We need that aerial escape. That's the only way you gonna escape this place, man.
And then
that's Psalm 91, huh? Yep. See,
and that's the thing, being not being in the spirit to please you, how much you outside, rather than being overcome by this world, which is very distracting. Brothers and sisters, whomever, whatever it is. Hey, there's so many distractions on this world that can just keep you from the light, and we see it on a daily. We're out here on the highways and byways, people out here just walking by, go get their food, get fat or whatever it is. At the end of the day, that's their distraction. That's what the Lord had blinded by, and those who get hit with this world, with this word, hey man, it brings you back to life, like the what's the things that shot the defibrillator. Boom, man. Hey, every once in a while.
That's that take out that flesh. The stony heart put you in the fleshly heart, man.
Yeah,
they hard headed.
Every once in a while, somebody might walk by and hear a little bit of his word and just kind of give that little shock.
That's the dead bones coming back alive, man. You come back alive. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Valley of dry bones. That valley, what is that valley? Babylon the Great, man. It's the valley, the shadow of the valley of death.
That brings you to the next precept, going back into Jeremiah 51:7. All right, in Jeremiah chapter 51:7, it says, Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. When it goes back into those distractions that the Akashan and Teyas was going into. Okay, a lot of people right now, they don't recognize that World War III getting ready to pop out, but they still in the fear of mercy right now. A lot of people, you see all these people walking by, this is the Mayfest. They distracted by this event going on. But in the background, okay, you got China, Russia, and all these other countries that's going in. They're gearing up, and they about to make war on this place. All right, and it says the nations have drunken of her wine, and therefore the nations are mad. All right, you said that earlier. All right, okay, and it says verse 8. It says Babylon is suddenly falling and destroyed. How for her to take bond for her pain, if so be she may be healed. All right, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, let her go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reach unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the sky.
I got one back up real quick. Matthew 24, verse 30, 37. And the words of Yahweh, but as the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. Whereas in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying, giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark and knew not until the flood came. So yet Noah, prophesying about the flood, and like I say, the people, whomever, basically everybody in the whole world, the Lord had the spirit of slumber on, except for Noah and his family, because no one was able to receive that message, and it say and knew not until the flood came. So hey, these people ain't gonna realize that this is the truth. They ain't gonna realize that the Bible, living is playing out, all right, until that destruction comes, until that flood comes, which that the flood that's coming now is gonna be by way of the ICBM missiles, that fire.
Real quick, I gotta quickly back up.
I said
I the one I just read. I didn't finish. So it said, "Do not until the flood came and took them all away. So should the coming of the Son of Man be." So
I got yours. I got a quick precept to go into that, because they do not until the flood came, right? So we got to come in that same spirit as Noah was when he was building that ark. So this is by 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 1. And it says, "But of the time and season, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you." All right, so when you repent and you get into this way, you basically coming in the spirit of Noah. When you renew your mind, you coming in that spirit. All right, in verse 2, "For yourself know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night." Okay, so we ain't gonna know exactly when the Lord comes, but we know he's on his way. All right, and it says, verse 3, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then suddenly destruction cometh upon them as fell upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." Okay, so that's the whole point. Back up the ox right there.
I got one to go to the precept you brought out earlier about Babylon. This Revelation 14:8, "And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication." That goes with that precept first we brought out earlier, man.
I'll go ahead and read it again for you. This is Jeremiah 51:7. It says, "Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad."
Yep. And see, they're mad because now they joined themselves to Babylon the Great. And they know they're going to get the wrath of the land. They're going to get the same wrath of fornication. That's the Isaiah, what's that? I want to say 15 and 13. Those join hand in hand to be destroyed. So now they're like, dang, Babylon about to get these missiles. Since I done tied myself with her philosophy, now I'm about to get it too. That's kind of like being in on a drug deal. You selling drugs. One of the dudes get caught. And he gonna write out and everybody get caught, man. The weakest one of their crew get caught up. Now they nervous. Smoking a cigarette. He telling it, and he in there singing like a bird, man. And they said, the police, doop, doop, doop. And he told us everything. So now you get the same,
Yeah, or you in the car with a murderer and something. You didn't even do it, dude. You got to smacking somebody, and he jump in the car with you. Now you over here accessory. You joined yourself with him. But I got a precept to go back to that up too. This is Psalms 37 and 35. "I have seen wickedness spreading itself like a green bay tree." So I have seen wickedness and great power. And that wickedness and great power. That's Esau Edom. He's in the highest power, man. He's running this earth. So, and it says he spreading himself like a green bay tree. He influenced the whole earth, man. He passed on all his wickedness and all his philosophy to all these different countries and continents. That's why you see more bites over there in three-piece suits with briefcases and not kimonos. And that's
why you see those Ukrainian women. When Russia had invaded Ukraine, and women over there bucking up the man with guns. That's feminism right there.
I see that. Then you used to see them not Arabs but Ishmael. They had the Ishmael women had their little head on, their hair wrapped, their face covered. their whole body in peril. Now they just got the head wrap on. Their face uncovered with stretchy bands on, and a shirt with a V cut with their cleavage out just bouncing around. That's Babylon the Great spreading this wickedness all across the whole world, man. That's that Green Bay tree that covers.
And like I like about the Green Bay tree, when it covers, it puts everybody else in darkness. They took out the light. You know, Esau spreads darkness wherever he go. He spread wickedness, man. So now, that being said, all everybody knows darkness, confusion. When Babylon goes to confusion. Go ahead.
With that precept where it says those who walk in darkness and cannot see where they're going or something like that, Luke paraphrase.
I know blind lead the blind, you follow to
that one too, but it was, I think it's one in Psalms. I can't think of it like when somebody walk in darkness, because it was when Babylon was
grown like a
stumble
like a trumpet in the noonday.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about now. I'll probably go get that. That precept I loosely quoted earlier, that's Isaiah 13 and 15. Salaki, not 15:13. Isaiah 13:15. Those joints hand to hand. But yeah, I like what you said. I the spirit bring that out. I can't think where it's at right now. I'm talking about though. They grope in the dark as it is noonday, because they blind, and that's that Green Bay tree, that wickedness that Babylon spread, put everybody in darkness, because they done bought the lies. Because Babylon the Great don't do them to spread lies, man. That's all they do is create confusion. You got to think about the alphabet agenda. That's great confusion. And everybody taking that on. That's why them Hamites is mad. They're like, don't come over with that. Dominican Republic ran out the American officials. They were trying to bring that alphabet over there and said, no, don't bring that over here, man. We about making babies.
That reminds me of Haiti back in the day when Esau tried to come over there, and Haiti people, they destroyed them.
They took out their president. She didn't want to go for you.
That's why now to this day, shit, when it comes to Haiti and places over there, Esau don't give a fuck about them, man. Shit, they just let them be one of the poorest nations, because hey, man, they rose up against Esau when they came over there and destroyed all of them damn near.
And they won't drink that wine. They refusing that wine. And they smacked that cup over. I ain't drinking that. That's poison.
But that's also leads to the
that's them Levites. That's why that's the tribe that's supposed to preach the word, man. The Levites already know, like, man, they know what's up.
But half of them 2/3 anyway, because even though they got a zeal for the Most High, because they're not according to knowledge. They know that's wrong, so they ain't gonna do it. But yet they still holler sweet baby Jesus and Mary and shit.
Doing voodoo.
That's why.
That's what I was going to say.
That's why through the spirit, you got some of the elder apostles on down, like my brothers. You got the prophets on the highways and byways and highways and hedges, bringing out this truth. Condemning the wickedness, the abominable acts that take place upon this earth. I got a couple precepts here in 2nd Ezra chapter 15. I'll start at verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. All right, and this is going to happen. The Lord going to bring these upon the world. All right, verse 6. For wickedness had exceedingly polluted the whole earth. All right, this whole earth is polluted with the wickedness. All right, starting with the American Babylon the Great. It say, their hurtful words are fulfilled. Therefore said the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness.
I like this part, man. Not to cut you off, but I like this part where it said that hurtful words is being fulfilled. When you go back to Jeremiah 51, where it said that wickedness has reached up to the heavens. It's been fulfilled.
And it's where it said, the Lord said, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness. But what Esau, Edom, what everybody do, hold their tongue. What freedom of speech.
Get the prophets up.
You can't talk about these sodomites here in the land of Babylon the Great. You know what I mean?
Hate speech.
Yeah, hate speech. Hey, the Lord said, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit.
Salakia. That's why they put up the DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, brought up made up that task force of disinformation. But that disinformation is really the truth, and they bringing the disinformation. They trying to cut this truth off and hit you with the okie doke, man.
Because they wanted to stay in sin. They want Yahshua, because if Yahshua stay in sin, they stay in power.
Everything is going to go on and on and on. There's not an end to all things.
The house should continue forever.
Yeah.
That spirit.
But finishing this off, say, Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually.
We're doing that every day. We're doing that right now on the highway ahead right now, complaining to the Lord to get us up out of here. Right? This place is covered in blood, man. He done spilled all that damn blood.
What numbers?
35, 33, 34.
Bloody man.
The blood that defiled the land. And the only way the land gonna be cleansed is by the blood of him that shed it. You know, roughly paraphrase that. Numbers 35.
Back on the Jeremiah 4 now.
All right, so this, I left out in Jeremiah chapter 7. Okay, so Jeremiah 8. It says, Babylon is gluttony, falling, and destroyed. How for her, and bomb for her pain, and so she may be healed. It said, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let her go everyone into his own country. For her judgment reach unto the heaven, and lifted up even into the sky. Okay, that goes to that preacher we brought out. Huh? And it said, the Lord hath brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord our power. All right, make bright the arrows, gather the shield. The Lord hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, for his device is against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple.
Got a preacher go right with that too. And I like how it said battle. You know what I'm saying? Check this out, Isaiah 9 and 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. You know? So that right there show you like, hey, confusion of noise, this place Babylon is about confusion. So this battle is going to be a bunch of confusion brought up. You got all the propaganda. And they got Putin as the war enemy.
That's why that precept said, stir up the kings of the Medes.
Yep.
The Medes is Putin.
God, huh? You know? And it's stirring them up for what? For the battle.
For the war.
Yup. He said for every battle warrior, use noise, Romans roll the blood, but this should be burning a fuel of fire. So that's back this World War III about to be, hey, it's gonna climax with opposites turn on nuclear fire, man. This is gonna be the war to end all war.
And it's spot on how the scriptures prophesied that. He said, stir up the kings of the Medes. And what's happening now? Russia's over there stirring up the world.
Everybody get Putin to war monger. He's do what's it, terrorists, acts of evil,
Dictator,
tyrant.
Real quick, I'm going to read verse 12 to back y'all up even further. It says, set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon, make the watch, so set up the watchmen, prepare the ambush. The Lord, Yahweh, had both provided and done that which has spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. Right? Matter of fact, I want to read that in the NLT version. Okay, Jeremiah chapter 51, and verse 12, in the NLT version. And it said, raise the battle flag against Babylon. Reinforce the guard and station the watchmen, prepare an ambush, for the Lord will fulfill all his plans against Babylon. So there you go. Right? So Yahweh said that America is Babylon great, it's going to be destroyed. And he got plans to destroy this place. All right? That's why he said, forsake her, so you will not receive her plan.
I got one of the precepts I brought out early, and what God told you, line up my life with my precept. We're going to find out what's fuel for that fire. Check it out. This is Isaiah 9:19. Through the wrath of the Lord of hosts is the land darkened. They go to the Green Bay tree you brought out earlier. And the people should be as fuel of the fire. No man shall spare his brother. Hear that? So the people going to be fuel for this fire.
Hey, the people, those wicked people, like fuel for the fire. They like gasoline.
God, like fire law. Like little sticks. Hey, who brought up that precept? Was that you that said to burn up the branches thereof? Yeah. So I think one of us brought out something that the branches thereof gonna burn them up. The stubble, yeah. And that's gonna be them people, man.
And basically,
they burn it, man. It's like wood for the fire.
Yeah, they kindle it.
Yeah, how God said it, he said anyone that brings forth not good fruit shall be hewed down and cast into the fire.
God, you fuel for it, so you firewood. Basically, the most I call it, you. You're gonna be barbecue. You know what I'm saying? Like some hot coals, you barbecue there down there, burn it. It's time to cook. Most I'm about to cook them, man. That second death. Hey, that's how much wisdom out the Most High has. First time he cleaned the world up with water. It was dirty. He cleaned. Water was clean and ate. This time it's so filthy. You know, it's something real dirty, contaminated with disease. Hey, you come with that flamethrower. Hey, you gotta scorch it. Hey, you just come in just with a suit on. Hey, you just put a fire to that sucker, man. That's how dirty it is, man. Hazmat suit with a what's that? The fire tank.
Yeah.
Gasoline to scorch that sucker, man. Cause it's sick, man. Esau got boo-boo agenda everywhere, man. Wow. This filthiness, man. It's going out everywhere. Bestiality. This place is sick, man.
Yeah.
Child sex trade.
Hey, matter of fact, y'all see them Jewish rabbis got detained by the FBI because they got caught up and they was selling that child check and they was selling baby mortgage. They got caught up. 17 rabbis. Yep.
Dang, see that?
Jewish rabbis, that's that.
Hey, that's the your witness. Hey, he shall prove. Hey, uncover. He shall be made bare.
Yep.
There you go, man. Showing you like, man, we ain't just saying this. They are the wicked, man.
And that further proves that they're not the true people of the Lord. Because the people of the Lord, they don't do wickedness like that, man.
So that's basically showing that's who part of the black market working trade.
Exactly.
It's right about the Jewish people. He that ish I said means you are like, but you are not.
Right.
And plus, like you read the scriptures, if they was the true people, the kingdom of heaven already be established. Wouldn't all this wickedness be going on? So that proves they not the people of the Most High.
He said, then I will put you back in your lane.
Yep. And then he said you would learn of war no more. Therefore, the war, we wouldn't be talking about war right now.
That proves they're not the people, man.
Put your swords back in the spoon and hoods. Yeah.
All right. So I want to continue on this point.
I got one real quick, just go along with Jeremiah chapter 30. I start verse 6. We coming into these times where the time leading up to the ultimate destruction is going to be filled with the trials and tribulations. And next I say morning, woe, lamentation. Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 6. Ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Say, Jeremiah, he said, wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces turn to paleness. That's what Jeremiah's like. He's like, in the vision, he's saying, what? There's a man, travail with child. Then how come I see all these men, humped over, their hands on their loins? Hey, man.
That's because they in that pain. They in pain for the loss that they got to receive. They're gonna feel that pain where they gonna have to double over and take it like a man when he loses his wife. They gonna double over in pain like that.
Just like they say, wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as women travail, and all faces turn into paleness. He said, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And just like the scriptures say, it's paraphrase things are written aforetime, written for our learning, written for our knowledge. You got to think the men of the Lord of old, Job, David, Daniel, Job, it's all the men that were put in particular trials, like Daniel in the lion's den, the 3 holy children, and hey, they were going through it. All right, the apostles, they all end up dying for the truth. You know what I mean? Like
where they did Apostle Peter, where they hung him upside down on the cross and killed him, slaughtered him like that.
Yeah, and the time will come where we all gonna go through it. We all gonna, but as I say, my servant shall eat. So hey, if it be Lord will, you are that elect. The Lord not gonna let you just. He might lose a few pounds. You know what I mean? We can all lose a few pounds, probably. The Lord not gonna let you just die out unless it be His will.
Yeah, and to get back on topic, the chariots. That's gonna be your way of escape. You got to think of Enoch, Elijah. That's what you should be getting your mind right, man. To get out of the chariot
when he was brought back.
That's the only way you're gonna escape this. We don't have $1 million bunkers. You know, you ain't got no way to escape this thermonuclear destruction Babylon is gonna get. You got to get right and get on one of them holy chariots that's gonna come. You know, get on that ark.
But believe at that day.
And your oil got to be burned. That oil lights your lamp up. You know, this place about to be destroyed. So you make it through the payment of the sword. There you go. Keep on going. All
right, it's Jeremiah chapter 51 and 13. It says, "O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thy end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. The Lord of hosts hath sworn by himself, saying, Surely I will fill thee with men as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee."
I got a quick one to go with that. It says, "Oh man, that sit on many waters." That's Esau Edom. He everywhere, man. He in every different country, every different nation, trying to run it and trying to cause wickedness. I got a precept. This is Micah 2:2. It says, and they covered in fields and take them by violence. Right. That's Esau Edom, man. He covered in fields, just like it said his covetousness that the brother just read in Jeremiah 51. That means he's wrongfully wanting what's yours, man. And he's looking to take it by any means necessary. Is it?
Real quick, just in case you think we lying, all you got to do is look up how many military bases is around the world about that America actually have and own.
Yeah.
I would say this. I'll get a precept after the Habakkuk chapter 1.
Yeah, just read it on. I'm gonna restart it over. It says, and they covered in fields, and he take them by violence, and they houses, and taketh them away, so that they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. And that's what he do, man. He oppresses a man in his house, and it's his heritage. Just like us right now, he took our whole heritage and claimed it to be himself, calling himself Ish, which means pertaining to or liking to. He called himself Israelis instead of Israelites, man. That just lets you know. I got another quick one. This is Sirach 12 and 17. It says, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And that's Esau Edom, man. That's Esau Edom, man. He's everywhere. He sit up on many waters. Anything, you got something going on over there, I'm gonna come over there and act like I'm gonna help you. But I'm gonna go ahead and take your shit while I'm helping you.
Oh, red-handed. The red man, criminal.
I'm gonna read this. It says, if adversity come upon thee, you shall find him there first, and thou shalt present to help thee, yet he shall undermine thee.
It's like God
That was trying to die
and blankets.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I got a quick precept. To back up what y'all said when y'all talk about the waters and all that, this is going to put clarification on who that is. Revelation 17 and 15. He said unto me, the waters which thou sawest were the whore sitting on peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. So like I said earlier, the whore sits on all the people. They're going to bring what you brought out, man. Esau is the head of all the crime going on right now. He's the head leader of all the wickedness spread out to the whole world, man. You know what I'm saying? He said that's where the whore sit. Where does the whore sit? The whore sits in America. Babylon the Great. This place compared to a whore. That's why, like we talked about earlier before we started camp, this place loves whoredom. It spreads whores. It gives them liberty to be whores.
And that's fair to say. The scripture said the horse sits on top of the beast. The horse sits on everybody, man.
God.
The whole thing.
And take advantage of everybody, like I said. Take your resources like a lazy whore. That's what a whore does in Babylon. You know, a whore all she do is give up sex, spread her wickedness, and take all your resources, man. If you ain't got enough, she goes to the next one. You know, she's like, well, what they say, a thirsty traveler. She'll drink from every cistern and open her quiver to every arrow. Hey, this one right here about to open her quiver to all these thermonuclear arrows. The missiles, man. You know, she deserves it. It's all the whoredom that done ran out in this country. You know, all you see all the women, they're in that same spirit as Babylon the Great. All you see is a bunch of, you know, like the scripture say, whores and harlots. That's all you see.
Haughty eyelids.
God.
And it all goes back to, you know, the wicked being in rule, pushing that energy, you know, by way of the media and all that shit, you know, TV. And these people are through. You know what I mean? Yeah, Habakkuk. Don't we get it? Habakkuk chapter 2, verse, I'll start at verse 4. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. Yeah, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied.
Man, that went right along with Jeremiah, man. That Esau Edom, man, covering the whole earth, man, upon all the waters, man.
And cannot be satisfied.
Never keep it at home.
Is that what's that?
Spot on.
I can't think of that precept. Saying, Brother Perry, if great gatherers come, will you not leave some?
Yeah.
I can't
Or
think of that.
I think that's Matthew chapter 7.
Yeah, these devils, they don't leave none.
They're not satisfied. They call that the nigger. They always want, like what Ox said earlier, they always want what somebody else got. They're never satisfied. Like right now, they got all the riches of the earth, and they still looking to take from the poor. They still taxing the mess out of us. They still raising the rent up. Still raising the prices on food. You know, the devil doesn't care. I just did a lesson. We have 614 billionaires according to last year. Man, that's too many billionaires in one spot, man. That's why the rich get richer, poor get poor. That shows that's putting the hands on who the nigger is, man. That shows Babylon does not fit the rules. Because if he wanted the country to continue, get the economy right, all you got to do is open up that checkbook. He don't care. He's just going to steal, and then when it get all bad, he's just going to run and cut to his bunker. You know? Because you know the missiles is coming.
When they stole and hoarded up all the resources and everything he can get, then he want to come and take you and get it because he want that power, man. He got that God complex. He want that chip in you, man.
That's going to come for the missiles. That's right around the corner.
That Sirach or Ecclesiastes. Is that Sirach or wisdom? The Psalm is talking about because the unrighteous decrees, ill-gotten gains, the king is translated.
Right.
Yeah, translated from one to another. We're waiting on the translation, which is going to be the wicked being removed from power, and then the righteous on the outside down, coming into power, that eternal kingdom.
I got a quick one right here.
I'll finish. So I didn't finish this one. Back in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5, and it said, "In this as dead that cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, people unto all people. Should not all these take up a parable against him, all these other nations, these beasts, the EU nations? It say, and a taunting proverb against him, that him referring to America, and say, woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay." All that dead, man.
Yeah.
That's why these other nations is hating the whore right now. They clicking up and conspiring on Babylon the Great under the scenes right now. But it's got to be totally out in the open. That's why most of these places are clicking up with boot.
They are. And like I said, because they done took on Babylon's land, especially on they later with big clay, which goes into debt. Esau got everybody in debt. Everybody. Even Babylon the Great in debt.
And then exactly. He said, laying himself with big clay. Hey, pretty much China owns this place for all the debt that this place have on it. Man, that's that big clay.
That's what the elites, the East, the elites, the banking families, Rothschild, all them. They use America as a corporation.
Get everybody drunk with their whore. It's a whore. Like you want to entice somebody to do something what you want. I know that most dudes got a whore with them, and they entice you. They bring the whore in to coerce you into taking the deal. They go get they finest chick, sweet talking chick, man. She come in, hey, give you a little something, suck the ride up. You sign that dotted line. Now you got that big clutch.
And if you don't sign on that dotted line, she's gonna take you to the house and get you laying on your back, and then Esau busting the door.
With sword. He gonna get you with the pen, he gonna get you with the sword. Which one you want, man? And the back your you called for earlier, this is Sirach 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So that's a declaration on Esau. Yahweh said, because you done did all this wickedness, your kingdom about to get blew up with high thermonuclear missiles. I'm gonna set up Israel after you, and they're gonna rule in righteousness, man. Esau only deals with deceit. We're not gonna be laying other countries up in thick clay, man, and doing stuff like that. And we're gonna rule over them, but they're gonna be happy when we in rulership because We just have more wisdom than them, man. Esau is just a fool and he's wicked. You know, he's not a man of his word. He's a man of lies. That's what it said right there. It said riches got by deceit. Esau didn't get nothing by diplomacy. He got it by
By being diplomatic.
the lie.
He's coming out to kill, steal, and destroy.
God, he come in darkness, man. Like I said, lay you down when you ain't looking, make you feel good. You're gonna wake up and you ain't got nothing. He own your stuff. He gonna be in your office.
That's Esau one too. His sword and his deception.
Hey, prison and deceive the nation.
Yeah, that's fun. And we're in a season where he lost the finesse game. The lies is done with. So we know what's next, man. He gonna come with that sword, and then Yahweh gonna come with his sword. His sword, which is them hot thermonuclear missiles. Which, hey, that's that heat roller for stone. The stone roll back on. Esau made the missiles. Esau nuked somebody. Now he gonna get nuked to oblivion. He gonna get tore up out the frame. Hey, all his work, matter of fact, I'm gonna get that. All his work's gonna get burnt up, man.
Real quick, I got a quick precept to back you up right here. It's James chapter 5:1. It said, "Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your misery that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days."
For the last day.
I would say that their garment was moth-eaten because garment represent the truth. But they ain't got the truth. You know what I mean? They come with the lies. And they use the Bible as a weapon.
And their garbage is going. What you gonna say?
I said that garbage is going to they
cover.
Yeah, they covering and they ability. They just like they royalty, because like they used to wear that the royal garment, man. And his mouth eating now. Hey, so now we can see through you holding now.
Yeah.
Hey man,
your nakedness is showing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it also goes to that precept that I brought earlier: sit in the throne, sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. There should be no more throne.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And it's going to I just brought out. That's why the kid has been traveling from one people to another. So they're about to get knocked out of rulership, man. The so-called white man is not supposed to rule nothing in the days coming forward, man. Because he done did everything by wickedness. Riches got by deceit. All he do is lie. And he's wicked. He's not fit to rule. If he keep ruling, wouldn't no flesh survive. He destroy everybody. That's how dumb this devil is.
That's written in the scripture too.
I think that John 10:1, the thief coming to steal, kill, and destroy. And Yahweh Yahweh shot. What is it? I know it's John chapter 10. Yeah. And then Yahweh Yahweh shot said he comes to bring you life and have it more abundant.
Because Esau represent death, man. I explain everybody that goes into the agenda he trying to push. That agenda, everybody adopt that agenda. Are we gonna have next GMO babies? Laboratory babies. They're gonna be natural born babies. Right. And the Lord said, be fruitful and multiply. How you gonna be fruitful and multiply? You all let somebody, in the anus. Yeah, that's not a womb.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Ain't no fruit come out, ain't nothing but boo-boo.
Then you got
bullshit.
Then you got, the people who, maybe don't condone those sets of lawn wax and those, but they still be taking that juice and the things and, trusting in Esau. At the end of the day, whatever which way you trust in the devil, he's not gonna get where you know what I mean?
Riding the Hershey Highway.
It's gonna lead you to death. You're gonna get a pestilence, and then you're not gonna give up no more seeds, man. It's gonna be the end of your line if you stick, to that lifestyle. It's that. That's why I be looking at LGBT. You can't say nothing to me, man. Oh, alphabet gang. My lifestyle breeds life.
Right.
We make the good world go round. Your lifestyle stops life. It's death, man. Would you think Esau's agenda? Because he's talking about you overpopulated, man. They don't want to see no more shaking.
I got that precept you quoted earlier. This is Matthew 24:22. Except those days be shortened, there shall be no flesh saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
Ooh, you're that for the elect's sake, man. That's showing like we at the tail end. Esau splicing DNA. Esau pushing his pride stuff in your face. And if like I said earlier, the Most High, like Scripture just said, if the Most High does not, bring Yahweh and bring the judgment come and destroy, Esau will destroy everybody. They even talk about nuking the moon. How retarded is that? You know,
the damn sun,
blocking the sun. Yeah, man. How retarded is that,
And
man?
that go into the same was that Sirach chapter 10 again, where it's talking about how the unwise king destroyed his people.
Con, that's in that same chapter 10.
They goes with Proverbs 29 and 2, where it said,
righteous bear rule,
Yep.
people rejoice.
I'm gonna read that again in NLT. It says, in fact, unless that time is the time of calamity is shortened, not a single person will survive, but it will be shortened for the sake of Yahweh's chosen ones.
see? And that's how you know that the wicked is in control. And if the wicked was to further continue, then that nobody will be able, nobody be left.
It's like that movie that Esau called with that Look Up.
Don't look up,
That's the perfect example of that precept right there. You know, if the Lord was to let these devils continue on, till there'd be nothing.
I like that preacher said, he does everything for the elect's sake. Most I don't give a damn about 2/3 right. 2/3 ain't talking about righteousness. 2/3 ain't seeking the kingdom. You want to protect those that seek the kingdom.
Right, 17
Hopefully
and 17 right there. When he said the Lord portion, Israel is the Lord's portion. And that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna save his portion.
The remnant. The remnant.
Some for honor, some for dishonor. You know?
Yeah, Esau is the vessel of dishonor. Jacob is the vessel of honor.
So many be born in vain. You know.
Yeah. That goes to 2/3. They was born in vain.
Yeah.
As Yasharala, you are born to come back to Yahweh. Get the truth and start worshiping the Lord. If you don't do that, hey, your life was nothing. You was born in vain.
It's like we should say the world now is for many, but the world to come for few.
God,
you know.
That go into that's that Zechariah 13 and 8, man. 2/3 don't mean nothing to Yahweh right now, man. He about to burn them up. They prepared this to be missile food.
What the scripture says that
Esau was born to bring dishonor.
He can do what he wants with his I can't remember. Basically, Lord can do what he wants with his creation. You know?
And that's why he made Esau to be the devil. You know, so-called white man's the devil. All they spread they was made to be the vessel of dishonor. They were made for us to look at them and see wickedness. You know, see what a dishonor looks like that red one way back there. You know, you see them, you know the red man. You know, that's the devil.
Here we go right here. Let's back you up right here. This Jeremiah chapter 51 and 15. This basically talking about Esau. It said, he had made the earth by his power. He had established the world by his wisdom and had stretched out the heaven by his understanding.
You the road Jeremiah, we'll be here all night. Yeah, we'll go to the backups, man. Get us back on Jeremiah.
Jeremiah 51 and 15 again. He said he had made the earth by his power, which is he thought he was just the God just brought out. He spread his wickedness like a green bay tree. All right, he said he had established the world by his wisdom and had stretched out the heavens by his understanding. When he uttered his voice, there is a multitude of water in the heaven, and he caused the vapor to ascend from the ends of the earth. He makes lightning with rain and bringing forth the wind out of his treasure. Every man is rooted by his knowledge. Okay, I'm gonna read that again. Every man is rooted by his knowledge. Okay, this world, the Buddhist man, and anybody following that alphabetic agenda, you're a Buddhist man by the knowledge of these evil.
What y'all thoughts on that good gas though, right there? I know you from somewhere.
Yeah. Hey, you eat it, you good. You smoke it, you going off. Now, if you eat it, you all good. Hey, you gotta take up for the Lord for that.
All right, we got fighting demons, brother.
All right, it says, and every founder is confounded by the graven image. And it says, for his mountain image is falsehood. Okay? His mountain image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them. And it said, they are vanity, the work of error. In the time of their visitation, they shall perish.
That's why if you join the Esau, you're going to perish right along with him. That's why the Lord said that he that touches pitch shall be defiled therewith, and Esau is pitch. So if you touching that, pitch, touching without the Esau philosophy, hey man, just like the brother brought out earlier, you're going to be thrust through with him.
That's a dead body. Esau dead.
It's another preacher that said any man to be found joined through them, joined with them, shall be thrust through with the sword.
I said 13.
not like this. That goes into that reference, all right? And it says, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the vine of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nation, and with thee will I break in pieces the horses and his riders, and with these will I break in pieces the chariots and his riders. With these also will I break in pieces men and women, and with these will I break in pieces old and young. With these I will break in pieces the young man and the maid. I will also break in pieces the shepherd and his flock, and with these I will break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen. With these will I break in pieces captives and rulers. I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in their sight, says the Lord. Behold, I am against thee, O destroyed mountain, says the Lord, which destroyeth all the earth, and I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rock, and will make thee a burned mountain.
Okay, I got a precept to go with that. 2 Peter 3 and 12. Looking for a hasten to the coming of the day of Yahweh, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. So that back's what Aki brought out there, man. Yahweh shall just burn up everything Esau made, man. All his works, everything he had no street, no name in the streets, man. Everything he built is about to be destroyed. And I'm gonna get to 13, because this is where we need to be at. Nonetheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. So that proves right there, they always feel like, oh, the whole world about to be destroyed. Everybody gonna be destroyed. No, man. You about to be destroyed. Your work's about to be destroyed. We're looking for a new heaven and a new earth where righteousness be rained out. Cleanliness, harmony, and peace. That way we can get our rest.
I said it yesterday in the lesson I did where it said in order for how about me outside to rule the world in righteousness, he got to purge out the wickedness of the earth. And that's exactly what he's doing right now by visiting the whole earth. He's purging out all the wickedness.
All right, he's gonna burn it up. That's how he's gonna purge it with that hot thermonuclear fire. Burning it. Second death. Go ahead, huh?
It's right back up. All right, this is Jeremiah chapter 20, 51 and 26. And they shall not take thee a stone for a corner, nor a stone for a foundation, but thou shalt be desolate forever, says the Lord. Set ye up a standard in the land, blow the trumpet among the nations. Prepare the nations against her, call together against her the kingdoms of Arak, Beni, Ashenaz, appoint a captain against her, call the horses of and the rump of caterpillars. Prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes, the captain thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion. And the land shall shrivel in sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord shall perform against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without an habitation.
This is Zechariah 2 and 8, and it's going into that because the Lord allowed these damn devils to put his hands on us, man. And that pisses the Lord off because they went too far with it. And that's why the Lord is going to destroy every nation. He's going to destroy Esau, Edom, and give every nation the business, man. Hey, but these other heathen nations, they're going to get a chance, to enjoy righteousness in the kingdom after they 1,000 years of slavery. But this is Zechariah 2 and 8. It says, but thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory have he sent me upon the nations which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you touches the apple of his eye. And if we the apple of the Lord's eye, and he touched us, Esau gave us the business for that. He served like Isaac gave, he said, you will serve your brother. Hey, he served us with that sword first. And he gave us the business with that thing. He touched us with it. So the Lord going to do the same thing to him, man. And it said the Lord of hosts. It means, just like the brother read in Jeremiah 51, a couple of verses earlier, it said the Lord is the Lord of hosts, man. That's the Lord of armies, man. He controls everything. So Esau Edom is a part of his army. That's why he's destroying himself, and he's going to touch the 2/3. And them nuclear missiles that he said he's going to burn this place and destroy this place with. That's a part of his army. That's a part of his weapons of destruction. We got it out.
I got one more for you going, because that's kind of like talking about Esau's kingdom being destroyed. This is Malachi 1 and 3. And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we return to build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall cause them to border wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. The Lord hate Esau forever, man. Esau about to have nothing. Esau, hey, this destiny is to be destroyed. So I want to hear that plantation Christianity, we all get along, come together, man. Little they know this country ain't about to be destroyed, man.
And that border of wickedness part where that goes to the Medes at the standard against Esau. So basically they drawing a line in the sand. So if Esau Edom cross that line, it's war on sight. Okay? So yeah, y'all got any more preach up before we read on? All right, this is Jeremiah 51 and 30. It said the mighty man of Babylon has been born to fight. Okay, they talking about the armies of America against Babylon the Great is being weak. Right? And it said they have remained in their hold. They might have failed. They became as women. Okay, you got those women that basically live, bringing the standard down just so they can perform in the military. You go ahead. Okay, just like if there's videos where they talk about how the military has, you know, a military man is supposed to only do so many push-ups and pull-ups just so they can pass their physical exam. But a woman, they have to break it down half of that, and that basically further weakens the military, the army. All right. And it said, they became as women, they have burned her dwelling place, her bars are broken. One post shall run to meet another, and one messenger to meet another, to sue the kings of Babylon that his city is taken at one end. And that the passes are the passes are stopped, and the reeds they have burned with fire, and the man of war are affrighted. For thus said the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, the daughter of Babylon is like an extracting sword. It's like it's the time of stretch. It is the time to stretch her. Yet a little while, and the time of her harvest shall come.
Right? This is brought out early. Time of harvest shall come, that wheat tears.
Yep. I got one real quick. This is Job chapter 20, verse 19 and 20. Say, because he has oppressed and have forsaken the poor, because he hath finally taken away an house which he builded not, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save that which he desired. Hey, and what was Esau desire to save? Hey, his kingdom. You know what I mean?
His house. Like I say, we're gonna be quiet in his belly. That's us with the word of the Lord right there.
Yeah, let's just say when he is about to fill his belly, then the Lord shall rain down that wrath upon him by his eat.
That's gonna be when he's trying to cap off the MOTV system. That's why we say you gotta keep the faith, because it ain't gonna last. It's not gonna work, man. You gotta hold on strong. See how people they don't know the ways of how Yahweh shot. They don't know what's going on, so they think Babylon Great is the end all be all. So they're gonna do whatever they need to do to stay within this system. Not knowing that we got a whole new system, whole new kingdom coming next. I said 2/3 don't know we got next. You know, Esau about to be done with, man. The so-called white man's whole rulership is coming to an end, and Israel's coming next. And our people don't know that, so therefore they're gonna take whatever's given to them. Just put in front of them the MOTB, like I said, he gonna be eating in his office. You know, look like, oh yeah, we got to get them all. And all of a sudden, hey, they gonna get that damn alarm. Incoming missiles.
See, they desire to eat the crumbs from the rich man's table, man.
That's what it is. All right, that's exactly what it is. They want the crumbs. We want the whole thing. We want our whole meal.
The whole pot.
Yeah. We don't want your damn crumbs, your polluted food. Hey, we gonna come, we like your house shop, we gonna flip the table over. You know what I'm saying? Hey, strip his clothes off. Give me my goddamn crumbs.
Everything these devils got, you know what I mean? It's all, you know, by the way, you know, Yahweh started giving the power to the wicked. But you gotta think, you know, these devils, you know, you get to eat them out devil with some money. These devils, they damn near buy happiness. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, Esau happy. You get it, because that's all Esau care about is money. But like you probably said earlier, Esau didn't want to fill his belly. He's the carnal man, the flesh. Hey, just like that forefather Esau. He sold his birthright to do what? fill his belly.
Yep.
That's all they care about, man. They don't look at nothing spiritual. It's all about feeding their flesh. And so Jake, they're taking on their same nature. So I got a movie called Belly. Jake just want to feed his flesh, man. 2/3. Hopefully, we into spiritual things. We into a kingdom full of righteousness. You know, hey, we fast. Sometimes we tell our belly no. You know, they don't know nothing about that. Fast, I'm like, what you mean, run real fast?
Yeah, American people, once his families kick in, that's when a good portion of them is going to die out because they ain't used to missing a meal.
God, he 8 times a day been back for the slaughter.
Yeah,
It remind me of that precept, man. We said, he that soweth to the spirit, shall of the spirit be life everlasting. He that soweth to the flesh, shall of the flesh be corruption.
And Esau sold to the flesh because he's a slave to his belly. He's a slave to his flesh. We're a slave to the spirit.
They're storing up spiritual treasures in heaven.
And only a remnant of us are like that. Like you said, that one day, all Jake want to do is feed his pockets, feed his belly, feed his flesh. You know, Jake doesn't seek anything spiritual that's carnal, man.
that's why I say Romans 8 verse 6. To be carnally minded is death, to be spiritually minded, life and peace.
Right, and that's true.
You know?
That's so true. But the commandments, this book is spiritual. To get it, you gotta be spiritual. You know, you can't tell a 2/3 hungry nigga nothing unless you talk about money. They say all the time, hey, I ain't eating. He ain't feeding me. So, hey, dog, I'm hungry, dog. I gotta get it. You know, I'm a beast.
Hey, it's the old saying. This old man, I remember he was like 80-something-year-old, and this one I was like 14. He was talking about this little young chick my age and shit. He was like, I told her, if I ain't fucking you, I ain't feeding you. Hey, that's the same way Esau. You think about the mindset? Hey, if he ain't fucking you, he ain't feeding you. You know what I mean? So you look at,
that chip is a penetration, man.
you know,
God,
he-
you're right, it is. You're gonna insert something.
everything, you know, what go like the food stamps, the housing, you know, all the government programs. Basically, you sign up for that shit, you know, you get fucked by Esau. You know, you got kids, you want to get food stamps. Well, then you DHS can just show up at your fucking house. You know,
Better not have no man in there.
He shows better not have no Bible talk about righteousness. I like what you that was spot on. What you said, man. Hey, Esau looking to insert something in you. It's basically getting fucked. And he gonna take it in a minute. We're gonna get to a level where if you don't take that, he ain't gonna feed you. Like I said, he's not gonna feed you. You gonna say, you got your get the scan? You ain't got well,
You ain't let me eat you? I ain't giving you that.
yeah, I gotta poke you. Let me poke you. Look, he go your hand or your head. Right, he gonna say, give me some head or give me your hand. Give me a reach around and give me some head.
Remember that while back when we talked about that other company that surpassed Elon Musk, it's called Sigron.
Yeah, as I said, they go on your head. They said, he's talking about either you gonna give me some head or you gonna give me a reach around.
I don't oh, shit, yeah, that's out of line, man.
And he wants the head. You know, you get a head, he really got. You probably get more food.
This is how I know we're in the spirit right here too, because the very next verse that I was getting ready to read is Jeremiah 51-34, and it said, Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had devoured me. He had crushed me. He had made me an empty vessel. It goes to Ezekiel 37, the valley of the dry bones, right? He made me an empty vessel, and he said, and he had swallowed me up like a dragon. He had filled his belly with his delicacy. He had cast me out. In verse 35, the violence done to me, to my flesh, be upon Babylon, shall the inhabitant of Zion say, and my blood upon the inhabitant of the Chaldeans shall Jerusalem say. Right? And it says, therefore thus says the Lord, behold, I will plead thy cause and take vengeance for thee, and I will dry up her sea and make her spring dry.
Ooh, I got a precept go right with that too.
And that's what it said, make her spring dry. It also goes into the, we get ready, I think Dabuchi did a lesson where he's talking about there's going to be water shortage. Dry spring right there. And they creating this technology just to hold up, just to stop the river from flowing. You know, that's what it's going into.
Yeah, but we're really going into like they power. Their influence been dry. Wine gonna dry up.
They knowledge and influence. That's why they like a child right now. That's why the Lord say he took the wisdom out of 10.
It's drying up, man. They like you said earlier, they deceit. They said their finesse game is gone.
Right.
So it's gonna come to the point they gonna have nothing but the sword left, and they gonna use that sword. And like I said earlier, if I can't poke you, I ain't gonna beat you. And if you ain't gonna let me poke you, you gonna say, "Hey, take him to the firing squad. He no good."
Right.
You know, he won't let me get it.
Get him to the firing squad. Take that nigga to the guillotine, man. And we're gonna try to starve him out. We're gonna give him the hard way.
Esau sick, man. You see all this digital, this, that, everything's computer animated movies.
What we say?
You
No,
know,
would not worship the beast. Shall be, killed with the sword.
I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna bring a precept that go with what you brought out earlier with the water being dried up. This is starting Job chapter 18 and 15. It shall dwell in the tabernacle because it's none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. His roots shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branch be cut off. His remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street.
That goes into Obadiah 1 and 18. And shit, hey, they're gonna be cut off, man. It should be have no more name, man.
Yeah.
That the house of Israel shall be for fire and
Esau stubble.
Man, and like you said, the root should be dried up beneath, man. That shows all his influence, the wine, the influence he had going out, all that's drying up. The heathens are like, man, we ain't dealing with Babylon no more. They cutting Babylon off, getting they missiles ready. You know, we over here, we in Babylon said we cutting Babylon off. We over here getting right through the power of Yahweh. You know, we walking the commandments to the best of our abilities. You know, so he's been dried up, like his influence is dried up. That's why they got to do like vocab alone, still trying to spread out that old wine. Trying to push out that same old wine. They've been pushing on Jake 1,000 years, and now Jake, they slapping that cup over. You know, Jake don't want that no more, man. It tastes bitter, man. We want that good, sweet tasting water of Yahweh, that living waters, man. We like, man, we don't want that damn wine so I could be drunk. Hey, we sobered up. We know what the scripture say, be sober, be militant. Hey, we drunk that living waters. Hey, that's like that alkaline water. We getting all good.
We want that new wine when Yahweh come back, because even Yahweh cast it off the wine. He's like, I ain't gonna drink it to gather my people up. Right, so just imagine the wine that he got and just been sitting up there for 1,000 years, man. That aged wine,
that's the best wine. That's the good wine right there. So hey, Esau, his wine is done. His old school tactics are done. All he got left is the sword and his destruction. That's what's drawing now right now.
I got a precept. 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. These saints should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
No, we ain't ignorant of his devices. And that we just talked about it. What's one of his devices? That strong wine to get you drunk. Hey, just like a dude that want to get a chick and he know he can't get her, he take her to the bar. What do he do? Hey, get her another round. Now you need another round. Now you need another round. Hey, she done took about 8 rounds. She all gone. Hey, she don't even know what she had. You know, took her home, took a bandage. Hey, left the rubber next to the bed. You know?
They don't drink as well too.
God. Hey, that shit really ain't working. Like that shit ain't drunk enough. Man, put a Mickey in that sucker.
Hey,
you know?
matter of fact, that's how you know that really wicked song with
that voice.
Rick Walk, when he said, I put Molly in her champagne.
And I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
He ain't know.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? That's Esau style,
Right.
man.
Yeah.
That's where he got that from. He tailored right after Esau, man. That's how Esau get down. Esau wants you drunk. Esau wants you on drugs. He don't want you sober. He don't want you in your right mind. Then when he spit his lie out, you know, if you ain't drunk, you might be like, hold up, man, that don't sound right. When you drunk, you know, they say you drunk, everybody think they can dance good, everything sound good. You know, you out there just drunk, not knowing, hey, dude, get ready to shoot the club up.
Right.
You know, he about to rain bullets out. And these bullets about to be thermal nuclear missiles, man. Your house shot about to make it rain. He about to make it rain with thermal nuclear missiles. He about, instead of the club, he gonna shoot the world up. He gonna shoot the country up. And Jake over here danced, don't even know. Esau over here, Yahweh over here mad. You know, Esau done stepped in Yahweh's shoes in the club. He took Yahweh's woman. You know?
That's the apple of his eye.
Yeah, he done snatched, Esau done snatched Yahweh's woman, man. Yahweh done went and popped Trump. You know? He about to come back in the club. He about to light it up. Which America's about to be like that hood club getting shot up, man. Toe up. Hey, it's gonna be like you said, you brought that scripture earlier, it's gonna be panic. You're gonna be slumped over. Yeah.
Jeremiah 51 and 37. And it says, and Babylon shall become heat, a dwelling place for a dragon, and an astonishment, and a hissing without an inhabitant. They shall roar together like lions, they shall yell as lions wept. And in their heat I will make their feast, and I will make them drunken, that they may rejoice and sleep, a perpetual sleep, and not wake, says the Lord. I will bring them down like lambs to the slaughter, like rams to his goat. And he said, and how Shishak taken, and how of the praise of the whole earth surprised. How was Babylon become an astonishment among the nations? The sea is come up upon Babylon, she is covered with the multitude of the waves thereof. Her cities are desolation, a dry land, a wilderness, a land where no man dwelleth, neither do any son of man pass thereby. And I will punish Baal of Babylon, and I will bring forth out his mouth that which he hath swallowed up, and the nations shall not flow together any more unto him.
Ooh, I guess I'll go right with that. The Psalms 46 and 6. The heathen rage, the kings were moved, he uttered his voice, the earth melted, man. So hey, the kings were moved. You just about to preach it. The heathen, they moving on them. The sea is going against Babylon the Great right now, and the heathen rage. Why they rage? They got drunk off their juice. They done got, took advantage of, basically grabbed it, and then they done woke up, they stomach hurt, and they pointing their finger at Esau, man, Babylon the Great, man. He left evidence behind, He left that rubber on the bed.
I was with you last night. My stomach hurt this morning.
You trying to plead innocence. I didn't do nothing.
Right.
Hey, he done went got DNA. You know what I'm saying?
And it said, and then finish reading
Hey,
that,
you touched me.
precept. And it said, yeah, the walls of Babylon shall fall. Woo. All right, in verse 45, it says, my people, go ye out of the midst of her, and deliver ye every man his soul from the fierce anger of the Lord. And lest your heart faint, and ye fear the rumors that shall be heard in the land, with that rumors of war, and so on and so forth, right? A rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that another year shall come a rumor, and violence in the land, rulers against rulers. Therefore, behold, the days come that I will do judgment upon the graven image of Babylon. In her whole land shall be confounded, and all her slain shall fall in the midst of her. Then the heaven and the earth and all that is therein shall sing for Babylon, for the spoilers shall come unto her from the north, said the Lord. As Babylon had caused the slain of Israel to fall, so at Babylon shall the fall of the slain of all the earth. Yet ye that have escaped the sword, go away, stand not still, remember the Lord afar off, and let Jerusalem come into your mind. Okay? There goes back to that precept of be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
All right? Those who escape the sword is going to be the elect.
Yep. And he said, and we are confounded because we have heard reproach, shame hath covered our faces, for strangers have come into the sanctuary of the Lord's house. Wherefore, behold, the day comes, said the Lord, that I will do judgment upon her graven image, and through all her land the wounded shall groan. Though Babylon should mount up to heaven, though she should fortify the height of her strength, yet for me shall spoilers come unto her, said the Lord.
Ooh, them spoilers, like going to the missiles, man.
And it said a sound of a cry coming from Babylon, and great destruction from the land of the Chaldeans, because the Lord has spoiled Babylon and destroyed out of her the great voice, when her waves do roar like great water, and noise of their voice is uttered. Because the spoilers is come upon her, even upon Babylon, her mighty men are taken, every one of their bows is broken, for the Lord's power of recompense shall surely requite. And I will make drunk her princes, and her wise men, her captains, and her rulers, and and her mighty men, and they shall sleep a perpetual sleep and not wake, said the king whose name is the Lord of hosts. So who is the king? Yahweh Shah, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords.
See, the Lord said he was going to spoil them and it was going to make them yell and cry. See, because Esau Edom is the hammer of the earth, man. He's used to hammering things. And now that he's getting hammered and getting broken into pieces, hey, he's going to be crying like a little bitch. Like, excuse my French, like travailing like a woman in travail.
Yeah. And they not used to that burn. They used to win it.
Yeah.
They ain't used to taking L's and losing, man. The spoilers, they also go into these other nations when they come in. Russia, China, you know, they come in and start, because like you said earlier, said they bow is broken. Esau really is, his sword really is already broken, man. Their military is weak. Other countries got better missiles, you know, better defense systems.
The dollar got to collapse. He can't persuade people with
Yup.
money no more.
Yeah, he in stripes right now.
Yeah, he is.
The Lord is spoiling them right as we speak.
Yep, he in straight scrapes, man. You can see that L is coming. They can see it coming.
It's real great. Hebrews 10:31, a beautiful thing to fall into the hands of living power. And hey, you see it on these people, because total, complete, and utter blindness. You know, they have no earthly idea of what is to come. You know, that's what makes it so much beautiful and so much better. It's like the way how much I started giving us this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. But not just that, leaving these people who looking down upon us, trying to, and whatever, you know, fucking haters, you know, totally in the dark, because hey, we see it coming.
And really, what I want to say on that, expand on what you're saying, the people that's really in the dark are the 2/3, y'all surround them. I look at Esau know it's coming. That's why Esau's scared right now. Esau know their country is done. That's why Esau's scrambling, and he's coming down with great wrath, because he know he has a short time. Esau know what time it is. Esau on the clock. It's so bad, Edomites on my job gonna be like, what we gonna do? Esau know his kingdom is falling. Who's blind is Jacob. That's the blind right there. They still partying. They still twerking. Esau trying to gather militia groups. Esau wetting the sword. Esau prepping. Edomites know what's coming. They can feel in their bones. They know what they done did, and they know they got judgment coming.
And everybody that's still in the dark, they don't recognize that we got to deal with food shortage. Okay, they don't recognize that, you know, that like we said, they not gonna be able to hear the word of the Lord no more.
That's it. Esau know. Esau prepping. Esau storing food up. Esau know it's getting bad. The people that I see that's in this drunk spirit of murder, this Jake, man. 2/3 y'all Sherala. They act like ain't nothing happening.
You see how many Jakes walk by here? They looking at us crazy too.
That's why the Lord says it's going to be a Jacob's trouble. These guys don't know nothing.
Right.
And if you don't have no inkling of what's going on, when they hit you, hey, you're going to be in panic mode, man. You're going to be, hey, in worst case, because like you wouldn't even have no idea to expect it. Like if you knew something was coming, you would have an idea to brace and to protect yourself from it for a little bit. 2/3 of Esau, 2/3 of Jake don't know that, man.
They gonna run to Esau house. It's
Like
hard to serve.
I said 33-6. You know, it's nice to go to the time, but you know, brothers, you know, highways and byways, you know, prophesying, you know, bringing out these prophecies. We're talking about families and everything, and you know, hey, we're just now, you know, just now starting to see, you know, the prophecies come to life, be brought to life through the media and shit. You know, just like on RT News right here, it say the world risks worst famine since World War II. German ministry. You know what I mean? So you know, RT News, they're already talking about the worst famine since World War II. All right, and again, you know, brothers in the highway byways, if we can bring this out, you know, to the spirit and try to help us like that. You know, but hey,
Y'all good.
everybody, they ain't gonna see it. You know, until they don't have no food, until they experience a complete shutdown. You know, then they gonna know. You know, hey, the devil, you know, that the Bible speaks of, that's who's in power on this earth right now. You know,
He know what time it is. Why he gonna come down with great wrath? And who's gonna attack first? He gonna attack Yahshua Jake, man. And Jake's so dumb. Jake don't even see the sword get sharpened. Jake has no idea. Jake don't even know who he is. Jake think he's black, African American, Hispanic, Mexican, Puerto Rican. Jake doesn't know his nationality because this man has took his heritage from him. You know? Now he's coming back into it.
Just back up to the further because they don't even recognize that black white is a social construct that they put on it, which is further keep them in the dark.
They don't know who Esau Edom is.
Right.
You know? Therefore, they don't know who their enemy is. They don't know Babylon the Great. This place is standing right now about to be destroyed. World War III. Thermonuclear missile. It's about to go.
I got one, Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 11. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage, because ye are grown fat as heifer at grass, and bellow as bulls. Your mother shall be sore founded going into Great Britain, because America come from, that come from sprung out of Britain. It say, she that bear you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost, the hindermost of the nation shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. All right, let's talk about America. It said, because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues.
The Lord said He's gonna turn the place into a desert.
And how you feel about America? While you snapping our picture, what you think is gonna happen?
I think somebody will knock off Putin in the election.
Yeah. But see, the Bible says otherwise.
I'd be rich.
See that? See, Esau, that is what we say. Esau wants his house to continue. Esau don't want Babylon the Great to be destroyed.
The father died hard.
The father died hard to see.
I know. That's why I said to ask the question. I'm leaving right there. With you about to wrap up anyway, too late. Too late. They late a dollar short.
He got a little hard or something. Bring out the excuse.
I already knew. I seen him when he stopped. That's why I sitting there watching. That's why I asked him a question. What you think? Who's gonna knock him off? If I don't, you ain't about to knock off nothing.
Man, you on the bicycle.
Yeah. You ain't gonna get close to him, man.
Yeah,
he already taking picture. He about to tell you. I seen that devil, man.
I'll finish this off. Verse 14, Jeremiah 50:14. Put yourselves to the array against Babylon round about. All ye have been the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord. All right, so he left a little twirl. He didn't want to hear that. It's not just Putin, motherfucker.
The wicked flee when no man pursues.
That's why I knew he was gonna do something like this. Why to stop and say something.
Don't take our picture.
He already had snapped it. So I already know he about to go tell it. That's all he about to go do.
So weirdo, man.
I'm going to go ahead and continue. It's back to like 7 scriptures left. It's Jeremiah 51 and 58. It said, thus says the Lord of hosts, the wide walls of Babylon shall be utterly broken, and her high gate shall be burned with fire, and the people shall labor in vain, and the boat in the fire, and they shall be weary. The word which Jeremiah the prophet commanded Sariah, the son of Neriah, and the son of Messiah, when he went into Zedekiah, the king of Judah, into Babylon in the 4th year of his reign, and the Sariah was a quiet prince. So Jeremiah wrote in the book all the evil that should come upon Babylon, even all these words that are written against Babylon. And Jeremiah said to Sariah, when thou comest to Babylon and shalt see and shalt read all these words, then shalt thou say, O Lord, thou hast spoken against this place to cut it off, that none shall remain in it, neither man nor beast, but that it shall be desolate forever. And it shall be when thou hast made an end of reading this book, that thou shalt bind a stone to it and cast it into the midst of Euphrates, and thou shalt say, thus shall Babylon sink, and shall what did it say? And it says, right here, it says, thus shall Babylon sink and shall not rise from the evil that I will bring upon her, and they shall say, be weary, but thus far are the words of Jeremiah.
See, they say Babylon is going to sink, man, and not rise. So the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Al-Shah, man, has put a complete end to this place, man. He's going to cut off seed from Esau Edom. What it says, father, son, and nephew. He's going to destroy the whole nation of Esau Edom, man. as it's written in Obadiah 1 and 18 again.
That makes you think of another precept which said, prepare slaughter for the iniquities of their fathers.
14:21.
Yeah.
Isaiah 14:21.
I got one. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 11. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men, but we are made manifest to the Most High, and I trust also are made manifest in your conscience. You know, and that's what it is. You know, hey, we ain't talking on that Jesus juice, God love everybody, and shit. We're bringing out the terror of the Lord. All right, this what thus said Yahweh outside. All right, as I say, was Ezekiel chapter 7. The end is come, behold it, watch it for thee. It is come. All right, we are knocking on the door of Armageddon. All right, and everybody's going to be in their little spirit of mirth. Well, you're going to be destroyed in that spirit. All right, it's simple.
Esau is the end of the world.
Exactly. And Jacob's beginning. See, Esau know that. Esau start right there, and what he showed some pride. He was like, somebody gonna knock Putin off if I don't knock Putin off. See, that's Esau's solution to everything. Kill. Death.
Dude's on bicycle in America talking about knocking off the president running. What the fuck you mean?
That's pride.
That's retardation.
You don't get no pride for it. As I said, that devil is prideful, man.
And the thing is, it's all prophetic, man. So if anybody did knock out Putin, the Lord gonna raise up someone
Somebody else.
instead.
Somebody gonna come right in that stead. They general, somebody gonna come right in it. The Medes is gonna pop up and do what they need to do.
Oh, the pride of their heart deceived.
Dude, that's just straight up American pride for you right there. You know what I mean?
Hey, that guy right there is missile food for sure, right there.
Yeah.
The famine will knock him out real quick. I think the Lord got something special for him.
Yeah, I knew. As soon as he stopped, man, I was waiting for him to come with it. But I see him on the spotlight. He calling the police. Okay. He'll be snapping pictures and stuff, And then that's that Esau always prove what we say. You know that after we talk about Esau, he proved what we just said. Yeah. He just came in that great pride. He talked about using his sword to knock up a president who has like thermonuclear sword. Right. Yeah, he ain't got no one weapon in the world. You talking about knocking him off.
Your own president can't. He's scared to even fuck with him.
They got missiles. They got missiles named Satan.
You God, what you gonna use your pistol? What you gonna knock Putin off with? You ain't got enough money to get a plane ticket to even get over there.
Hey, man, you ain't even have a chance to even get to him. You probably got security all around. That's crazy, man. Wrap it up.
That was it, huh? Yeah, that was it. They probably closed up with the police down. Dude already called the police. So, hey, that being said, man, hope you edifying. We give our praise and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh, Hashem, Rakadash.
Kwam
Yasharala, baby. Hey, DTA Bible Ball.
Oh, y'all go ahead.
Keep that faith, Yasharala. Shalom.
Shalom, Akim. Shalom.